Don't forget to click the subscribe button, comment down below, like this video, and click the bell icon to be notified. Good morning. Oh, gosh, I am still in pain from yesterday. Last night I took a shower, and when I laid down on my bed, my back just seized up. My hands just seized up. Like Hashimoto's has gotten the best of me. And of course, the stress level is not going down. Woke up this morning thinking about that March sale that I booked in St. Cloud. I haven't done a thing for that. I haven't haven't even booked a hotel room. So, yeah. And then the ice and cold has made me go, oh, like I unloaded Fluffy yesterday and reloaded Fluffy yesterday. And all I'm thinking is, I don't want to do this in March. I was high on junk bonanza when I booked it. You know, I'm like, yeah, it'll be great. Yeah. It's like about March. Minnesota. Negative temperatures. Van that doesn't quite run right. Icy intersections and a van that you have to do the can't really slow down, can't stop, so you have to gun it. Yeah, that'll be fun. That'll be fun. So let's get this done today. So at least I have one less thing weighing on me, and then I have that client's chair that I need to get done. So again, one less thing to weigh on me. It's gonna be great. Oh yeah, my mother-in-law's coming today to watch Becoming the Ricardos or something like that on Amazon. She doesn't have Prime, so she's coming over to watch it on our big TV downstairs, and then she'll be coming over to watch the Beatles thing on Disney Plus, because we have both those things. I love streaming services. I'll tell you my favorites if you want, because we cut the cord 3 years ago, and my husband at first was like, I don't like the change. He doesn't like change. He's an old person. I tell him that all the time. I'm like, you've become an old person. But we got rid of Dish, and it was horrible. I mean, we were paying $250 a month and not watching it. So now we are down to $80 a month in total streaming costs. And I'm like, it's still a lot, but that might be going away too. Might be going down. And he's just going to have to get used to a new way of watching TV, because I love the idea of only paying for the things I want to watch. I'm tired of subsidizing a Kardashian. Like, why am I paying for a Kardashian? My money was actually funding them. I feel horribly responsible for the degradation of society. Think on that. Oh, requires a coffee. Let's get these drawers knocked out so we can move on with our lives on this piece. I want to give it a few days to cure before I call her to pick it up or bring it over there or whatever the heck was going on. I don't know. It was really unclear. I'm so close to being done. Like I said yesterday, after all the sanding and cleanup, it goes really fast for me, because this is my job and I do it all day long. But I want to finish painting the drawers. We're staining we're keeping the drawers natural, but I'm painting the underneath, in case you missed yesterday's video where you pull, so that it blends in with this. In my mind, it looks right that way. So that's what we're going with. Excuse me. The rest of it will be left natural, so that requires a finish sand. So one more sand after all this, and some tongue oil. So you guys had requested a tutorial on tongue oil. Now, tongue oil is what's called a drying oil. So you're going to get a little history lesson here. So, oils that you oil a surface with stay wet, and they protect the surface, but they have that greasy feeling when you touch them. A drying oil is an oil that soaks in. It is dry to the touch, but it gives that a nice glossy protected finish. It's fantastic. I love it. I think it's really pretty because it looks really natural. It's made from a nut of some kind, I think. Yeah, my ADHD made me research the hell out of it the first time I went, what is tongue oil? So, I use the Formbee's High Gloss one, traditional tongue oil finish. It gives it that hand rubbed look, but it basically looks like there's nothing on it except there is. So it keeps it protected without looking. I mean, obviously that's going to have a slight gloss to it. High gloss is not really high gloss, because you saw on the buffet that I did, those drawers were covered in tongue oil. They weren't glossy. I'll pop up a picture. They're not glossy. They're, they look like the drawers are maybe slightly wet, but they're not like gloss. Like when you do a gloss clear coat, you are slapped in the face with gloss, and this is a totally different finish. So I might do 2 coats on this just because it is going to be loved, well loved in a child's room. Just want to make sure it's protected. Now I'm starting to feel responsible for this piece. I felt responsible for the piece anyway, but I'm starting to feel like it's mine. It's not mine. I need to check out on that. Let's just get it done because my mother-in-law's on her way. I'm completely baffled because I sanded the crap out of these drawers, out of the edges. Look at that. It's textured too. What is that? I mean, you can tell I sanded this down to the no paint. What is that? How did that survive? I'm completely baffled. What in the world is that? I don't know. Just clearing the dust out of the corners, and I saw that, and I'm like, what are you? What in the world? I'm just seeing that again. I'm trying so hard not to hit the edges on anything. I also need to reinforce all of the dovetail joints because the 2 drawers that fell apart made me think last night that I should definitely go in and just hit it with some tight chair. I had said in one of the comments that I do regret not swelling the wood on those repairs that I did. I really do. I'm kicking myself because, I mean, obviously the wood's dry. It's 70 years old. And I should have put water on it before I put the wood glue on there. So if you're going to fix a dovetail joint, you do better than me, okay? Just put a little water in there, open up the grain, then stick the glue in. I should have done that. I should have. I didn't. I regret it. But with the other ones that didn't fall apart, we're going to hit it with tight chair. And tight chair is just like a cyanoacrylate. It's like a super glue that goes into the joints, swells up a little bit. The glue swells up a little bit, and it is fantastic. It is also the thing that has made me glue myself to the floor several times. So hilarity may ensue. I don't know. I have glued my shoes to the floor on more than one occasion, and a chair, and maybe some other things like tools. And I usually get my hand stuck to the bottle. I'm not proud of it. I got smart, put the drawers in to let them dry. And these 2 are dry from yesterday. This one is, I just painted the underneath right now. It's like, I don't have a lot of room in here, and this thing is actually huge. I don't know if you guys can see how big it really is, but I mean, it's a good sized dresser. And I don't have a spot to lay out every drawer, and I don't want to put it on top, so I'll put the drawers in and just let them hang out like that. Finally thinking. Y'all, that is tippy. Nobody touch it. It's like on the verge of It's just wobbly because I got it lifted up. Anyway, I can see on here that there are spots where the clear coat is just hanging on. So there's going to be a lot more sanding on this once the, I painted under here, which you can't see, but if you like were sitting on the floor with the kid, you'd see it. So I wanted to make sure it matched the spacers. She gonna be pretty, not gonna lie. I can wait for this to dry and then go have some coffee and come back and hit it with the actual paint, because this is all just primered now. But I'm going to get the paint on it so it'll all match and it'll all be pretty, and then we're going to have to get after sanding the rest of this clear coat off, because that is not good. I could see spots here, which I don't think you can see on camera. There's another spot here, and there's actually some paint. Where was that? Where did I see that? Right here. That held on, which you can't see on camera either. So, on camera it looks good right now, but trust me, there's some love that needs to be handled here. So I'm going to have to give it a little more love. I'll go have some coffee, wait for that to dry, come back and repaint all of those. Yay. Looks good though. Just got another Etsy order, so it looks like that's picking up again. I mean, that's one a day for 3 days. 2 I had to cancel. I pushed the drawers back. I try not to be distracted by the fact that the drawers are in the wrong side. Just put them in there to dry. They're dry now, but I pushed them in so it doesn't tip forward on me when I pull this one out. And I'm going to get started. I hand did the line that's underneath it. I don't know if people know the trick for that, so I'm going to show you. Yeah. And hopefully I don't mess it up. My husband showed me once, and I was like, why does nobody ever teach you this stuff? So I'm going to teach you guys how to paint close to an edge and get a really straight line without having to tape it off. And I think that you're going to be surprised at how it's done, but hold on one second. Okay, let's do this. I had to mix my paint. I've got the primer on there, and you can see I've just kind of hand done it. First thing you want to do is make sure your brush is a stiffer bristle. You don't want it to be too loose because it's going to get away from you. You don't go right up to the edge first. You start down here, and then you push it up to the edge and let the paint flow do the work. Because if you try and go up at the edge and paint down, you're going to have a problem. So I'm going to grab a little more of the paint, and then you push it up to the edge. And you just drag it along, and it keeps a pretty straight line as long as your hand doesn't just spasm out on you, which occasionally happens to mine because they're in a foul mood. But pretty much you're never up there with the edge of the brush. The tip of the brush is never up along the edge. It's put that full in the center and then slide up and drag. And it works really good. I mean, if my hand can maintain a steady drag, it works perfectly every time. Now, I didn't finish the edge of the drawer just because I didn't finish sanding it, just because if my hand did tweak up, I could go sand it off and take care of the problem. But I'm going to do that to every single drawer. I'm going to get this all gray to match. Just because I think if you're sitting on the floor and you look up, you're going to see, you know, I want it to match. I want it to just look seamless. And maybe I'm overthinking that, but I don't care. It's my project and I'm doing it my way. It does take a little practice. And the one thing I want to mention is, do you see my brush has like stray hairs on one side? You want to make sure that's not the side on the edge, because this little stray hair has caused me a little wisp. Make sure that you've got the neat and trimmed side, or cut those off. So you want it to be clean when you use it. And like I said, not a really soft, flowy brush. You want a stiff brush, because then you have more control. And it just takes time. It takes a little practice. But once you get the hang of it, it makes cutting in around things really nice. but learning it was kind of a pain in the butt. Not gonna lie. I was like, I am not doing it right. Just take your time and push it up from the center. And once you see the paint flow hit the edge, that's when you just start dragging it straight across. And it works every time. I just put the paintbrush in my mouth and tried to put the drawer back in, and I hit it with the paint. It's a good thing I'm standing. I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. Right there. Because I'm like, what? That's so stupid. Yeah, I'm stupid sometimes. Like having this thing up on a thing. I feel like that's about to fall off there any second. Last drawer to paint. Let it dry. Then we're going to resand the front and put the tung oil on it. So hopefully it'll be done today. I don't know how far behind I'll get with my mother-in-law coming over, but we'll see. Maybe tomorrow. Let them dry. I know it doesn't look any different to you, but this is all painted underneath, so it's nice too, because when I pulled it out with just the primer on it, I could feel the difference of touching that smooth paint instead of the textured wood. You know, little fingers, we want to keep them smooth. So, and I think it'll look better. I really do. So excited. This looks so cool. I just died. I just died inside. I'm going to have to call my customer because in the wood grain on the front of this drawer that you don't see here anymore was just a little bit of that red paint, and it wouldn't go away. And I was sanding it, and this happened. And I died. I just died. It's a veneer. And it broke through. And as you can see in the picture, the red paint is still there. Should have never told her to do the drawers. I should just paint the whole thing. Look how nice it looks. I'm dying inside. I am just dying. I can't even believe I did that. But that red paint wouldn't come out. And I mean, it was so noticeable. I'm going to have to call her. Wait till she gets home from work. She's gonna die. I mean, it's just horrible. I'm so sad. I'm so sad.
Visit my blog, peonylanedesigns.com, for more tips, tricks, and inspiration. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell icon so you'll be notified of new videos. I post every week DIY tutorials and, of course, more junkin' videos.